All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't want y'all to be waiting. So that zero stands for something. Now, what that zero stands for is your net worth. But not that your net worth is zero, but that what we go work on is putting another zero on our net worth. Y'all feeling that? So let's say that we only got $100 to our name. We need 1,000. Let's say you only got 10,000. We need 100,000. Let's say you got 1 million. We need 10 million. Man, I need y'all to feel me tonight, though. I need y'all to feel me tonight because I'm on another path now. It's real expansion and takeover season, man. I've been seeing people doing things the wrong way. And a lot told me, man, go show them the right direction. They said, show them the right, you was bred for this. You was born for this. You was raised for this. That's who you are. Show them the right direction. So I said, all right, I take on that mission. I take on that mission. You feel me? I take that. How many of y'all could enjoy an increase within your net worth? I'm sliding to Lamarck tomorrow. But I want y'all to think about this for a second. How do we get there, right? And what's going to amaze y'all is that you living in the greatest time possible to do it in the easiest ways. But it just requires patience, due diligence, and execution. That's all. Those things ain't that hard. Patience, due diligence, and execution. You understand me? So it's like for me, I want to go to another level and I say, okay, well, let's look at the level that we on because sometimes we can't go to the next level until we identify the level that we at. And once you get to identification, then you know exactly where you at and it allows you to outline a clear path to where you want to be. So you stop and be like, all right, boom. I currently make 100,000 a year. I currently, you get to look at how many pages you read. The amount of pages you read could be directly connected to your wealth. It depends. I get to look at who in my life as far as relationships. Are they adding to my net worth going to a zero? You understand me? Or are they adding to increasing my net worth by a zero? Think about that for a second. Who pulling you? Who pushing you? Right? So it's like once we get into these dynamics, it start to look a little different for a second. So that's how I start to go about things. That's how I analyze. Like I'm analytical. You understand me? I had a little brother of mine get mad at me because he texted me and I ain't answered because I'm busy. So he cursed me out through the text. I say, man, call. Stop being weird, right? But it's when you on a certain path, you got to do what you want to do. You can't, and I'm like, if our conversation ain't beneficial and you trying to go to the next level, I don't want to have a conversation. So it goes to family, it goes to everybody. I'm not just talking about strangers. I don't want to talk unless we talking about the next level. Because otherwise we talking about problems. And if we ain't talking solutions, then the conversation is a problem within itself, which is going to magnify the issue. You understand me? And that's going to have to hurt your feelings. But when you heal, you going to come out better. But otherwise, you can't use me as a crutch. You feel me? To make yourself feel better about your situation because you should not. There's a movement going on right now where black women are pushing what they call the soft life. Meaning that it ain't about the projection of an image of us being tough, right? Hard. You understand me? Independent. No, it's about being soft in their energy. Allowed to live and relax on this planet Earth like it's theirs. And not allowing society to project the ideas, you understand me, and the energy that they want to have on black women. So this is something created by black. I love it. I love it. Then I said, damn, well, the black women going to the soft life, that means that, and they saying we ain't on the independent, then black men got to create an independent movement where we saying, no, that's a strong black man. That's the independent black man. Because you see, they just switched the dynamics or just threw everything off balance. So even when I look at that, I said, let me observe and see where we at with it. Once I know where we at, I know where to go. Same thing in life. I look at everything in the same way. You understand me? But black men, I seen one brother was like, well, we want soft life for black men too. I said, no, we not doing that. Because if the brothers go soft, then the women can't go soft. The brothers got to go hard so the women can go soft. You feel me? So anyway, we about to get to it. Yeah, y'all ain't got to be strong black women. Y'all can be soft black women, and we got y'all. That's that. Where y'all get to be happy. Y'all get to dance. Y'all get to enjoy yourself. You get to live life lit up because you know we taking care of business. You understand me? Where we protecting you. And by projecting that energy, it's going to force men, you understand me, to be in the right position. Just understand that. That's part of the solution. I seen that. I said, I love that. I'm going to do a high-level conversation on that with some sisters. It's going to be powerful. We're going to push that whole movement. You understand me? We're going to push that whole movement. So, I've been thinking about this market that we in. Everything been going to shit, but it's like, you know, we always said diversification. There's a lot of people that's not feeling this right now because they got everything in one asset class. Right? You got everything in one asset class. Hell yeah, you go feel it. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hit you. Right? Because it's like the smart money say I'm only going to put 20% sometime, 15, 10, 5, whatever allocation that you got. But then some people got 50 to goddamn 100% in it. Earth go down. Got to be able to change the game. You got to think smarter with everything that we get into. You understand me? And so as things are going their worst, you got to be at your best. Yeah, no, that soft life is going to hit. I already know, ladies, y'all going to love it. I'm going to love it. We going to love it. It's going to be different. But I want y'all to think more because this ain't about cryptocurrency. This really about the future. How many, I want y'all to give me your scale from 1 to 0 on your confidence of understanding what the blockchain is. And this is going to make a lot of sense to y'all in a second. Like, damn, I don't know why I didn't even look at it like that for a second. Like, you got to be able to understand the times you in, because in order for black women to be soft, black women got to go hard. But we have to be able to take advantage of these opportunities to push and project us further into the future at a higher effective level. You understand me? Like, we got to get money. We got to be able to build. We got to be able to protect you. The high-level conversation I'm having tomorrow with the brother King Randall, 23-year-old brother, bought 4 buildings by crowdsourcing and created a school for boys, a boarding school. Right? So that's different, because now he say a boarding school, that means he going to have the children there all day, all week, all month. You did? That's tough. That's hard as hell. That's a definition of a man going hard. So now women that got boys in the household and they ain't got no men in their life, they taking care of that for them. So she ain't got to try to be the man in the household. Now she can live in her soft life. But we're going to get to the blockchain in a second. I'm just saying that sometimes you don't understand why it's important to know something until you understand how we can utilize it to affect us in the long term. You understand me? And why these things are powerful. But anyway, when you look at, let's say, Bitcoin going down, how many of you all think that the value of Bitcoin is the price? You can be honest. There's a lot of people that think that the value of Bitcoin is connected to its price. How many? Come on. How many of y'all like, oh, you said it was 69,000, that's what it's worth. And now that it's at 19,000, you saying it's not worth that no more. But come on, what is Bitcoin? What is the block? Let's talk about the block. We got to talk about, I got to put y'all up on game. I got to put y'all up on game. All right, so let's get it here because the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I think a lot of people getting lost. And I talked about this yesterday. You know, the stock guys they go talk about crypto to deflect on stocks. Like just focus on stocks if you don't like crypto. It is what it is. So I was thinking because, you know, I've been, you can go on my page and see where I've been talking about blockchain is the future of the internet for years. So right now, the idea of a lot of people first jumped into Bitcoin was not about money at all. I know you all know that, right? Because it started at 0 cent. You understand me? I'm talking about 1 cent, less than 1 cent, then going up. It had nothing to do with it being an investment based on a dollar amount, because most of the early buyers had no idea that it was going to go up to $69,000. Nobody knew. What caught people's attention was reading the white paper or looking at the information on it and saying that this is going to transform the world. This is what caught people's attention. It was about, you understand me, a paradigm shift. The world actually going through a complete change based on this technology. Now, this technology, of course, is, you know, is veiled in secrecy because nobody actually knows with full proof who is the actual creator of this. Now, which is actually the most brilliant part about it more than anything. Some people say Russia. Some people say China. Some people say CIA. Some people say whatever it is. But one thing you can be for sure is that whatever or whoever created it was highly intelligent. I'm talking about highly intelligent. Now, it's interesting because if I'm a person of that level of intelligence, why wouldn't I want to get behind it and start building on it myself? It's different theories, but I like to think of it like this. So imagine, 12 years ago or so, and before we even get there, just think of where we at in society. We have a society to where things are really actually moving slow. There's only so many people that come in and actually change things up. You understand me? And society has really been at a standstill. Everything needed a shift. The bank needed a shift, medical institutions, governments, you understand me, verification processes. Everything in the world needs a shift, but there wasn't a technology to create that shift. So imagine if I'm like, all right, human beings got a real bad system down there with capitalism. They got a real bad system the way things is moving. So it's like I'm going to give them this technology, but they can't know who it comes from. Otherwise, they got so many issues, biases, and beliefs, you understand me, that they go attack the owner rather than utilize the technology. Right? So they dropped off the blockchain. Because Bitcoin is the blockchain. Bitcoin has its own blockchain. Bitcoin and the blockchain is the same thing. So investing into Bitcoin is investing into the blockchain. Just understand that, right? So you're investing into a platform in which you can utilize to build on. So the first iteration of the idea was selling people an idea that you can have a new decentralized system where you don't have to depend on the bankers. If you know the bankers came together and, a bunch of white families decided that they wanted to take over the world. When they decide they wanted to take over the world, Ian says it's not decentralized based on the people being able to have a large percentage pool in it based on them actually coming in there and buying it up. He's not saying the technology is not decentralized. He's saying the ownership of it is not decentralized, meaning they can fluctuate the price, but they don't fluctuate the actual technology. The technology is decentralized. That's the difference, because nobody can go in there and shut down the blockchain. At least we ain't seen that happen and proven, which is the idea of it. So it's the idea of being able to create a system that's immutable, meaning that nobody can shut it down and nobody owns it and nobody controls it, right? And now that the blockchain is here, even if it's not that particular one, you're talking about creating a technology where you are able to do that. An immutable technology, just remember that. Just remember that. So this is why a lot of people early in the stages said, I love the idea, and I want y'all to really wrap yourself on the idea. Forget all the conspiracies, all the other extra shit. Let's just think about this idea. This idea that we've tried to figure out for a long time, how do you create sovereignty? How do we change the world? How do we fix this issue? We so far behind. The world is so messed up. There's a lot of people that's not banked. You understand me? It's a lot of people. It's so much power and control siphoned into a 1% establishment. So when the idea of being able to create decentralized establishment where nobody owns it, man, people was excited as a fat girl with cake. They said, oh, this gonna change the world. This makes sense if people adopt it. But let me tell you how slow the world is. The world didn't study the technology at all. They just started looking at prices because we're now at a point where human society is at such capitalists that they don't care that a new technology just came on the scene and it has the ability to transform the entire paradigm shift and landscape of the world. People just looking at the price. You got to understand, like I was thinking about this the other day. I said, damn, we slow as a people. Right? Nope. That's like the internet coming on and look how long it took for people to understand what the type of world we could build once everybody start utilizing the internet. Just think about this for a second. But people were waiting for it to be built out. Not everybody. The developers, the coders, the people with vision, they seen it. They said, you tripping. We might be at Web 1 right now where we just looking at pictures on the screen. But eventually, just the idea of being able to have these interconnected systems, this could change the world, right? So this was what happening with some people. They start getting these visions about how they can create social networks, right? Eventually, how they can create financial technology, how they can create social media, how they can create websites. This will start flooding the mind because blockchain is the best thing since the internet. So they start flooding their mind like, oh shit, this is crazy, yo. Like, nigga, y'all don't understand the implications of this. But we still robbing, shooting, killing each other in the hood. People still working regular jobs. Imagine if everybody decided to stop and say, man, I'm about to study the opportunities that's going to exist because now there's a new technology, right? It's a new code. So, once you get a new mathematical code that's introduced in the internet was the new code. You understand me? When human beings discover a new code, game changes. Blockchain was a new code. Blockchain is considered to be mathematical purity because that's all it is. The ability to create these mathematical keys is the whole system behind the blockchain technology. And the issue is that we don't understand blockchain, which don't allow us to even start thinking about how we can start building and utilizing these systems for ourselves. So the only reason, let me get this dude, they keep throwing this cap out here, man. He want to be a sucker his whole life. The only reason to look at these things for me was like, all right, we've been trying to figure out so many solutions. Could this possibly be a way where we can utilize it? And I know the current people, they so stuck in their weak ass thoughts that they be like, well, somebody gonna own it. Somebody gonna shut it down. I hate that we get to such weak ass feelings about ourselves. We don't never think we can do anything. We go all the way back 100 years when they done burnt up a town. Like, so what? That didn't happen before. We got to be able to get over stuff. Stop living through a trauma, validating your fear as a response and a validation of why you should never do nothing. So I say, man, if the tech exists, why don't black people decide to say, even if it ain't this blockchain, let's build our own? Because this shit sound amazing that if the idea is decentralization and we want to be able to build our own, how about we just decentralize? So I say, okay, this blockchain thing is raw because what if we want to build in Africa as a black people? We can decide to say, let's go. If you put something on GoFundMe right now, they can shut it down, right? Right? You put it on GoFundMe right now, they can shut it down. Then they can take percentage of it. Well, let's say if we build a blockchain out, they don't, and we build it successfully because what you're saying is that we have enough genius in our culture, in our minds, you understand me, that we have the ability to do this. Like, I don't like to think in impossibilities. I think that that's for suckers, and I think that when you get people like that in the community, they're not worth a dollar. You understand me? Anybody that spread any fear, because it destroys our opportunities, because I talk to coders, I talk to developers, I'm talking about geniuses. But Akon didn't try this, not at this level. I'm talking about geniuses. We need the intelligentsia, but y'all got to understand why. You understand me? This is important, because look at Ethereum. Ethereum is $1 billion asset. You understand me? The boy who created Ethereum is just a regular man. So whether it's at 900 or 800, he created a system that other people get to build on that changes the world. But because we don't make the most intelligent, the engineers and the scientists of our society popular, and we don't fund them, we don't have an ability to take advantage of that. So we still waiting on everybody to tell us when's the right time to buy it. What should we do with it? How can we build on it? Vitalik ain't waiting on that. Why is black people waiting on that? You see, no, he regular. When I say regular, I'm saying that he's a regular man. Everybody is genius, depending on what you go do. And we play a part for the collective genius. Because we definitely have melanated people of that same level of intelligence, but they might not have the same level of funding, level of access, level of resources. So I say I look at blockchain. Yeah. We building in the BWO. I look at blockchain. I say blockchain raw as hell. Blockchain dope. I say, man, you talking about a system that people can't go in there and change, and it gives you this power. So I say, damn, but society's so slow that we still looking at this based on the dollar amount of how much money we can make. But they just created a system, the first system ever, that was able to challenge the international banking cabal. You don't understand how powerful that is. If Bitcoin went to $1, it's still the same technology that I can utilize to send money across the world without anybody interfering. That means that the value of the blockchain does not fluctuate based on price. But because, like, imagine if an alien was the one who created this technology. NFTs are only possible because of blockchains. You understand me? But you're talking about DeFi, where it basically makes the average person their own bank. This was not possible at first. This was not possible. You're talking about decentralized autonomous organizations that act as small governments and institutions and corporations, where groups of people can decide to pull money together and then vote on what they want to do. And nobody can go in there and do any corruption. This is an amazing system. I don't know if y'all understand these new concepts, ideas, and things that's happening. And all of the investors, they keep telling you to run away from it and never look at the technology of it, because they only focused on the money. They only focus on the money instead of the impact. So I'll be looking at the impact, so I get excited over completely different things. Oh, well, they never gonna allow that to happen. Damn, that's a limited thought process. Nobody who ever did anything great worried about the people who tried to stop them. They did it regardless. I would rather us get to the point where we start something great and it's destroyed rather than not do nothing at all. What y'all talking about? What we talking about here? We talking about ways to be able to garner that $1.6 trillion in spending power and put it on our own blockchain system. So therefore, when the market crashes, we don't crash. Wouldn't it be nice to not be connected to a system so that we have control and power? Now, this would normally not be possible, but there's a thing now called the blockchain. Now, when you introduce to an idea and expands, it can't be contracted no more. I don't care if Bitcoin go down to 0 cent. The idea of this technology is that we finally found a way where we ain't got to think too much. Now we just say, oh, well, if y'all want to make y'all change, well, somebody introduce some ideas. Somebody created a technology. It's some mathematical science out there that you all can utilize. So all the guys, the kings, all of this stuff, what we waiting on? No, but we don't want to study. We don't want to learn. We don't want to get in. I don't need everybody. I need those who really about that. You dig? Like, we have issues with our family, but we can create. A brother hit me about his crypto vault where the family, and there's a vault where the family can store money together. Each person has their own digital wallet with their own digital keys. You understand me? And the family put in money on a month-to-month basis. And each person in the family can vote on what they want to put that money in. So let's say that you got $100,000 in a family collectively, right? Let's say you got 10 people, everybody making $10,000 a year, whatever it may be, right? Just example sake. Well, let's say you can't trust people in the family, but with blockchain, you don't need to trust them. Because they say that, all right, we want to buy some real estate. Well, we need 25% down. Well, everybody put the money in the wallet, the same, not the wallet, but the vault. And then they say, well, we found the property we want. Then everybody vote to be able to unlock that money so that they could do the transaction, right? And now that house is owned by everybody, right? And or you can decide to invest in whatever you want to. But that'll be the idea of having a DAO. The family has voting rights as long as everybody put their money in. So now every family can start creating little small family DAOs, right? Which are owned by a trust, which is another vehicle that'll be in tax shelter and protected. So instead of thinking creative, we be thinking so simpleton, and niggas be selling you ideas on things but never giving you the creative works. Like, how are we living in this greatest time of technology, but only thing we know how to look at is a price because they distracting us. They distracting us. Nobody's telling us, yo, this is a big ass system everybody supposed to be building on. Let me give y'all another example. Web3. Everybody done heard Web3. What is your confidence in understanding what Web3 is? I'm like, with this BWO show, I want y'all to understand. I'm going to make sure we get the codes. Because once we got the codes and we expand our brains and our mind, it can't be shrunk again. Don't worry about it. We're going to put it all into practice. I don't know what y'all think I'll be doing on the back end, but I'm just working with this stuff. Take time to build. You dig? What's your confidence in understanding Web3 from 1 to 10? Well, this is my Web3 developer right here. We building on the back end. I'm going to give y'all something. I want to give y'all some concepts here. So most people don't understand it. We be hearing all these buzz phrases around us, what y'all about to create. A whole bunch of billionaires. I want y'all to understand this is how every other community, this is how Asian community wins so much. The Indian community, they are the highest paying of the tech sector jobs, of the engineering jobs. They get rich off our ignorance because we don't know, so we can't build. Right? I see a lot of ones. Good. And the people that don't know it, I'm pretty sure they just not putting nothing. So those are zeros. The Asians, I love it because they like, yo, how about we take a large percentage, everybody. Now you got to go study coding. You got to go study Web3 coding. So like when you look at your children and you might be wanting to send them to college, man, they could be learning coding right now. They could be learning blockchain right now. Right? Why is that important? Because once everything transfers over into these systems, they're going to be the ones building it, making the most money off of it. So if I'm the Asian community and I say, well, shoot, we got all the coders over here. When they looking to pay people for these jobs, guess who they go funnel all that money into? They go funnel all that money into our culture. Now our culture gets a surplus. Now that's creating more billionaires, more millionaires in our culture. You understand me? Creating more six-figure earners. So now the average net worth of these households go up. But we ain't got no plan in our culture. We ain't got no plan. Yeah. Text BWO if you want to get your child into coding. We have that coming. Text BWO to that number. I want y'all to know we working. I'm on the back end working. Don't even worry about it. We're going to take care of you. So, but if we ain't got no plan and we just be waiting on reparations. We just be waiting on reparations. No plan, waiting on reparations. But imagine if the plan was, okay, well, let's take advantage of the new shifts. Let's get into the middle of them. So therefore, when it comes, it will force us to have a surplus. They say by 2053, we have 0% assets. I guarantee you, let's ask yourself this. What will be the value of Bitcoin in 2053? Not today, because guess what? When I put out there to say that buy your kids Bitcoin for a trust fund, you set up a trust fund. It went down to 18,000. I hope it go down to 12,000. You understand me? Because the more you can buy, the better, right? So if your child is, 1 year old right now and you buy Bitcoin and you put it in a trust fund, and let's say in the next 18 years, you understand me, it's at $1 million. Because people thought it was going to happen $1 million in one overnight. Or it's at 100,000, at 200,000. That means you bought one asset that you let sit that will give you the highest return out of any other asset class. Because it has outperformed all of them in the last 12 years. Did you know that? Every single Bitcoin has outperformed every single last asset class. So within the next 12 years or 18 years, you're thinking about what's the future of the money. When you want to set your children up right now, you can buy something that's very cheap that will be very valuable in the future. You don't have to think about what's valuable now because it's about the time, right? So you're buying the time, right, that it will increase in value. So you're looking ahead. Well, how much will gold be worth in the future? You set up a trust fund. If gold happens to go up 1,000%, now everything that you put it in is growing. So we got to have a trust fund generation. Just want you to just think about this for a second. Let's say Bitcoin go down to 12,000. Let's say you got 12,000 in the bank. Let's say you got 6,000. Let's say you got $12,000. You buy the one Bitcoin. Now your child owns one Bitcoin. Boom. 18 years later, what that look like? Because remember, you're not buying for now. And this is where we always get lost. We're talking about the future. What will be valuable in the future? Just want y'all to think about that. Either you believe it will completely disappear, which I think is a good bet anyway, and this is not financial advice. I just want y'all to think about it. Yeah, people think gold is the best hedge, but gold, don't get me wrong, ain't did bad. Has not done bad at all. So if you were to put your money in gold, gold has fluctuated around the same price. Stocks went down. Real estate went up. It's overpriced right now. You understand me? Crypto is all the way down, which actually means what? What does that mean now crypto is down? It means that the returns will be higher if it goes up. At 69,000, when it was at 69,000, everybody was trying to, people wish they had one. But that means that it would have been harder for the upside. Because if Bitcoin is at 69,000 now, in order for a person to make double that, Bitcoin got to goddamn go to 140,000. So that price, you wouldn't want it at that price. So, but if it's at 18,000, it's at 12,000, at 7,000, damn, well now the upside of it going back up to 69,000 in the next 10 years, that's a beautiful upside. Isn't that the reason that we buy stocks and any other thing? So I just really want y'all to think about this. I'm just trying to get y'all to think about these concepts in different ways. Why do you know? And here's the thing what China is doing. China is building on the blockchain. The difference between the blockchains out here, they're all connected to crypto. So they're building blockchains that's not connected to crypto, just the value of things, period. Why? Because they want to be able to utilize the blockchain system as a whole to build on, because the technology is so advanced in the ways that they can change society. But because these blockchains are connected to currencies, it just means that will people be utilizing this technology in the future is the question that you will ask. So it's basically saying that imagine if the internet had a coin, if there was an internet coin. And there was the internet went up, then the internet had a crash. There was an internet bubble. So imagine you was holding on that coin, and that coin went up to 1,000. Then all of a sudden it crashed and went down to 10. And then I think it was 15 years later that the internet, of course, became what it is today. But then the value of the coin that you hold is connected to the value of the technology that is new. So therefore, the value that you bought in went up. Now, the difference of being able to own a coin on the internet would have been like basically owning a .com. So that's basically like the NFT of the internet when it was first started. That you seen this and you was like, well, damn, it might have crashed right now, but I'm gonna buy red.com, blue.com, apple.com, orange.com. And then those .coms would have been worth millions because the value of the internet went up because the adoption of the internet went up. You get that? So you correlate that at the same time with where we are in this new phase of the internet. And how do I know? Because what we're seeing is people buying Ethereum name service, which essentially is called .eth, which is the domain of Web3, the domain of the blockchains. So now people are making 100,000. Some people making 50,000. Some people making 10,000. I'm talking about right now, not in the future. So they're buying it based on the future value of this technology being adopted by the mass population. So when you study and be like, well, damn, only 4% of people actually adopted it. 90% of people are looking to add cryptocurrency to their platform. So if now, and this is, of course, dependent upon we having no cataclysmic event where it completely disrupts all technology. The federal government is already saying that they're looking at the future of money and the role that the dollar plays and want to build out CBDC coins. So the idea of digital money is going nowhere. The Swiss bank, which was the first one that created the first dollar backed by, you understand me, notes, physical notes, they already saying that, you understand me, in the next 30 years that they will have no physical dollars. So they're already planning for this. They were the first to do it. China is going completely digital. China was the first to create, not China, but Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, was the first to create a dollar that was backed by nothing besides the threat of death if you don't use it. And China, one of the first is to go completely digital where you barely need a dollar. You barely need a dollar now for anything. We got the program already. Text BWO is coming. I ain't talking, I'm working. I'm talking on this because I'm working on this. So now let me get back to Web3. Yeah, I don't care if it go up this year. Like, we got to stop thinking so short term. Like, think about our feelings, our energy, our spirit, and emotion. Because we're stuck in survival that everybody else can hold their breath longer. So we don't know how to hold our breath. We got to learn how to hold our breath. You understand me? Everybody else is chilling right now. The rich is chilling because they can hold on to that and they be like, well, I ain't worried about that. I'm going to see what it do in 10 years, 5 years. We be thinking that we gonna die, we ain't gonna survive. We need that now. No. Our mind is everywhere. BWO won't have the same people. It's gonna be me and some other people I'm rocking with that's building out technology on the back end, but it's the block world order. It's gonna be different. So I want y'all to understand this. When you come on social media, right? And you're on social media, right? You make content on social media. So somebody created the platform for you. Beautiful. So, and here's the thing. This is why it's slow for people to build on a blockchain, but it took a while for social media to be created where somebody built on the internet. So think of it like that. So, yeah, no, we making RFID chips as well. Don't even worry about it. So somebody building on the internet, no, this is a whole masterclass. People don't be thinking like this. Them boys don't talk like this because I think creative. I'm a whole high-level observer. You understand me? So when you get on social media, they created a platform where they basically said that you now have free media. You have free media. Right? So this free media is what? Like I could do a high-level conversation by myself. You got free media. But what does that mean? It means that we'll handle the server for you. And you can put any message on there that you want to. It first started off with picture messages. Well, you put any picture you want to. We'll not only build the server out for you, we'll blast it to people, and we'll let anybody, you understand me, see this. So artists and photographers and People start taking pictures. The selfie started to evolve. People start taking pictures of themselves. It changed society. Women started learning how to do poses. They learned stuff that they took from America's Next Top Model. They started doing kissy faces and turning the legs. It changed the game. Human behavior was modified and changed. Social media giants like, yeah, we're going to keep letting y'all build y'all platform on here. But the difference is, you all don't know that you're going to make all the content for us. We're going to host it, but we're also going to keep 100% profits. We're going to keep 100% profits. They said, oh, people, but they didn't say that, but that's what they did. They didn't say it, but that's what they did. You go create the content. It's gonna go viral, but don't worry, because and so of course we don't mind, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get platforms, because it used to cost people $1 million+ to make videos, music videos. Now you can make them on your phone. Not only you can make them on your phone, you don't need connects with some network or some station or nothing. We'll host it on YouTube. Millions of people can watch it if they want to. You got to understand, you have to sit down and you have to observe where we are and what's happening in incremental steps to be able to see the world and where it's going. This is how I think. I'll observe. So they said, well, it's a good trade. Well, I'm going to give you all my content for free and you host it. It's like an artist saying that, listen, can you let my stuff be in your gallery? I just want exposure. You got a great gallery in the middle of New York art district, and you will have all buyers come in. So just let me put my stuff in there. And I don't need to take any profit from it right now, but just host it for me. And they like, well, shit, yeah, come on in. So now you got to figure out other ways to make money off your content, because you can't make money directly. Right? So people see it. Now you become famous, but you're not actually getting paid. So there was a lot of broke influencers that have 1 million followers, and to this day ain't got no money, because you are in somebody else's gallery giving up all your content. So so what Instagram decided to do was they said, we're going to now run ads on it. Facebook, right? They started running ads. So we going to get paid because we're going to run ads now that there's all these users there. So imagine the gallery saying that, look, we're not even selling the art. We're just allowing people to come see it. Now it's famous art. The same way museums host famous art like the Mona Lisa, and millions of people around the world come to see it. And they get to make money off what? The ticket. They get to make money off the food. They get to make money off the tourism, essentially. They have advertisements all around that square. So you're taking physical things and you add them in a digital space. Like I'm like giving y'all a super master class. I'm feeling gracious today. So please listen. Yeah, I get the snap. So when I was in Paris, I went to the Louvre. And around the Louvre, I seen the goddamn advertisement of Future up there on the buildings. I see advertisement for perfume. I see advertisement for Burberry. You understand me? And around there is what? You have restaurants that people go to. You got souvenirs. You have tickets. The whole nine. So social media is that same exact concept, right? You have people on a platform that's being hosted. You have traffic coming through, right? And they said, well, now we're going to charge people for advertisements. So now they start making money. So without you realizing, they monetize your content and they start making money off your content every single day. But they didn't share none of that money with you, the content creators. So smart people decided to say, well, I'm going to create a business. As I'm getting this attention, I'm going to do what they're doing. I'm going to utilize this to give me a lot of attention, and then I can cipher a percentage of that to my product and my business. Celebrities was like, I don't want to be on that. I'm already on TV. I don't want social media. People on social media are influencers. You understand me? They're influencers. They start coming up with these new names, you understand me, for these platforms. But it's the same thing. What they called influencer was just a celebrity that got their celebrity off a different platform. You're a celebrity if a lot of people know you for something, you get your talent. It's the same exact thing, but they gave a language to it. So they start separating people, making us feel like it was in different classes. You understand me? And now the celebrities had to use social media. It's the same shit. Same exact thing. An influencer and a celebrity is the same thing. Same thing. But they needed to make the influencer think that this was less. So they didn't want to come out and say, you guys are celebrities. No, because then you're going to know you need to get paid. You did? So they made it seem like it was something lesser, like, oh, you just an influencer on here, you're just a creator. This is lower. But internet, the TV, people watch YouTube more than they watch TVs. So YouTube, they call them YouTubers. Those are just celebrities. You make content, they get them 2 million views. There's some TV shows that they put out on networks that don't get 1 million views, 2 million views. Those are not just celebrities, those are stars. Those are geniuses. Those are creators, developers. But if you understand the true value of it, then you want to get paid based on your true value. So there's a limited amount of people that understand what their true value is. So they start dividing these words up like one has more value than the other. So what happened? The world get tired of it. Rappers, entertainers, some of them in contracts where they put out content, but their contract is so bad. I'm gonna correlate this. The contract is so bad, you understand me, that they not getting paid. Meek Mill said he ain't got paid off his music. So what he had to do? He had to start doing concerts, right? Because now he can get paid off the concerts, but he's not getting paid directly off the music. So the contract and people laugh at rappers for being in 360 contracts, but the deal is, when you sign on social media, you're signing to be on a contract not to get paid for any of your intellectual property. Blown. Because guess what? The rappers, they make content. That's what music is. They entertain. They capture attention. It's the same exact motto of what social media is. You're in a 360 contract where you don't get paid, but we give you a platform where people can hear you and see you and just create with no money. We're not going to give you a budget or nothing. I want y'all to, you dig? Come on, talk to me, dude. Are we starting to get the concept? Because when you don't understand the business, you become the product. So while everybody is making you getting mad at, you talking about everybody else's business, but your business is the same thing. So smart people, I remember how early I was on this. I said, well, shit, I'm going to put my Cash App up here. I used to put my Cash App down there years ago because I said, before they have a monetization button, and ain't nobody bought no badges. So y'all not paying me. I'm working for y'all for free. I ain't get a single badge. It's the same thing, but I need people to understand how I see the world. I need you to understand it's going to change the way you go about doing this social media thing. Because once you realize you're in a contract, you're not getting paid, you now got to create a concert. Because artists get paid the most off concerts. So now you have to have a concert. Your business is your concert. Your product is your concert. That's where you get paid. That's where you monetize off this. So how I relate this to Web 3? Because that's what Web 2 is. Web 2 takes advantage of you. Every platform you go to, you got to sign up with a new profile. They own the data connected to that profile. They own all the intellectual property that you put under that profile. They can take it off. They can ban you. They can throw you away. They can tell what you can't say and what you can say. That's Web 2. That's what Web 2 is. That's what Web 2 is. Badges ain't turned off. They turned off. That's what Web 2 is. You don't own nothing. You don't control nothing. So Here's the beautiful thing. Block is just Web3 with a different brand. That's all that is. So I want y'all to understand. So Block is basically saying we're only going to build on Bitcoin, and Web3 saying we're building on all the blockchains. So there's certain cryptocurrencies that represents blockchains. Ethereum is a blockchain. Solana is a blockchain. The Bitcoin is a blockchain. So basically, imagine like these are all these different type of cities and internets that you can build on, right? So Web3 is saying that we get to change the business model. So like, even when NFTs are always looked at it as a tool you can use for business. Like even right now, people don't understand NFTs ain't got nothing to do with the market. Nothing to do with the market at all. Zero. I want y'all to understand that. NFTs have nothing to do with the market. Ethereum can go down. Anything can go down. It has nothing to do with the market. It's a technology you can implement in your business if you want to, right now, today, and make money. So what people started to look at, this is how the market started to fall. Everybody started counting everybody else's pockets. Well, you're not making money off of it, so I can't use it. That's silly. That was silly. Everybody, the NFT crash was based on low sales. Not the technology not still being valuable in the first place. And that's why in my interview a year ago, I said, I don't care if the market crashes. That has nothing to do with the value. Because I knew what was going to happen is people are stuck on prices instead of value. Because you don't understand the technology, you only have one way to grade the value. And that's based on the amount of people that is buying into the technology rather than what it is. So imagine if you looked at the internet and the internet had a coin and you said, well, damn, everybody's selling their internet coin. The internet must not be valuable no more. So now you stop using social media. So people stop using the NFTs. Why? The value didn't disappear? Come on. Everybody was just using them wrong. So this is the best time to do it. With an understanding. That's why listen, man, that's why that bundle pack down there, text that bundle, man, get this knowledge and education, because I ain't gonna lie, this a hard life. This a hard ass life. I'm giving game up. Boom. So listen, Web3, Big Key's gonna give you the game, because this all business, y'all. This is all business. You know, y'all watch high-level conversations. You know, I can go into the metaphysicals. I can go into conscious. I can go into the health. I can go into all levels. I've always been doing this. I might be talking about one vertical thing, but I go on all levels. Somebody just bought a badge, so they definitely turned on. So let's go to Web3. I'm going to go to the metaverse. I'm going to give y'all some game today. I'm gonna upload this on YouTube later. I'm giving y'all some game today. So Web3 is saying that we gonna change the game. But Web3 is only possible because the blockchain is here. So on Web3, they saying that what they say on Web3, y'all come listen. Now click the link in the bio and add on Telegram, and then go to the Telegram, and then we'll add you there so you can get the bundle package. So Web3 is saying that, you know, if you go on OpenSea is like Instagram, except they don't own their content. They don't own none of the content on there. You feel me? Web3 saying that we don't own this. Everybody's content on OpenSea they own. How do you know? Because OpenSea ain't the same place. So people got their wallets, and their wallet is basically saying anything in this wallet is yours. You own it. All of this digital stuff, right? So when you go on, oh man, they told me I got 2 minutes left. How to see this? This is Web 2. They get to limit your time. All of that. Web 3 it's all about no limitations, all ownership of data and identity. Y'all want me to go live again right after this? Press 1. I'll go live again. I got a lot of game for y'all. It's a lot of sauce for y'all. Press 1. I'm gonna regenerate this. Yeah, OpenSea is a marketplace you connect your wallet to, where you show the things that you own. That's the difference. Come on, man. All right, I think y'all want me to go live again. I'm gonna go live again. Ooh, wait. Yeah, don't miss these lives, B, because I don't be saving them, and when I don't, the value different. All right, so we gonna go live again because I gotta give y'all this. I gotta give y'all this because I really want y'all to get it because there's so many people that's missing the value, and I'm like, how do the world not see what I see? I'm not at NFT NYC. They need me there, but they just be trying to get people. They be and don't get me wrong. Some of these places just be trying to take advantage of people. Nah, I'm value. Like you ain't gonna get no speaker on no stage at no blockchain event in the world that's gonna break it down like this. None. So that's why I'm gonna do my own thing. But I'm gonna go live again.